What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity build video. Today we're going to be doing a high-level contest of mayor's walkthrough for the city sniper. I have not yet looked through his choices, so it's new to me as it is to y'all. I do know though that he scored a little bit lower, so we're just going to kind of see what happened this week and if it was something that he caused or if it was just a low scoring week or what was going on. It wasn't super low, but it was lower than it should have been. So before we begin, hit that like and subscribe button. You can join me on Facebook at SimCity Build It, MissyAnne. We have a lot of information on our Facebook page and in the description down below, so be sure to check out all those links. We're also on Discord. That link is down below as well. And if you have any designs that you've done or that you've seen on the global market that you want to share, we have an album for that you can add those pictures to. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. High-level player. So that means that shop productions and factory productions are considered non-premium unless it's the beef, I believe the drills, and then the farm shop. Those are the ones that can be worth 3,000 points or higher. Non-premium is an assignment that cannot be worth 3,000 points. Premiums can be worth 3,000 points. High premiums are worth over 3,000 points. Main tasks are assignments in your list worth 2,000 points or higher. Rotatable assignments are assignments in your list below 2,000 points. And no-touch assignments are assignments that you will not do for the duration of the contest. Okay, so I want to try to do this walkthrough a little bit differently than normal. I want to try to, so basically you guys, what I try to do with these walkthroughs is I try to show you the mistakes that people make, why they're mistakes, and how you come to the right conclusion of what is the correct assignment. Okay, so there has to be some, let's say, formula to follow, okay? And without a formula to follow, you're just picking stuff for no rhyme or reason, right? Value and opportunity is not the only thing that you can bring into the equation. Now, there are things that you want to watch for, patterns. It's really important that you watch for patterns, and the only way to do that is going to be able to take your screenshots. Another thing that is extremely important, especially for mainly high-level players, low-level players not so much, but high-level players definitely, is locating your good doorways. And you need your screenshots to locate them. Okay, you need them. It's just foolish to try to do it without them. That being said, anybody here who is not taking screenshots, you will not be able to play 100% correct. And you will not be scoring to your maximum potential unless you can look back on your mistakes, your choices, your doorways, and the patterns. Okay? All right. So, starting off this week, I can already tell you that it probably will be a low scoring week. As I've told you guys in many videos before this, when you see a starting list like this, it's not typically a good sign. He's got one 3K task, and he's got a non-premium at rotatable value. He's got a premium at rotatable value with the cactus coins. Non-premium, high algorithm on the repair. Then he's got a non-premium Paris rotatable value. Non-premium, probably not even going to do it on the coins. That's a last resort rotatable. Non-premium, last resort rotatable epic usually has a higher algorithm attached to that, so rotating it into the equation is not usually a good idea anyway, unless it's at main task value. Then he has premium on cactus and premium on the Paris. So he only has 2 premiums down at the very bottom of his list. He's got 3 in total with the regional coin up above. That's pretty low, right? And one of them's not Omega. So doesn't mean you won't get Omega. It's just usually when the Omega's down below or in the starting list, usually you get it quite frequently in your week. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so he does the jam. That is correct for 3360. Now he gets forks for 1,000, and he moves to his highest premium, which would be the cactus simoleons. And now he gets jam again for 2520. Okay. So noticing a pattern already. Jam, regional coin, jam. Okay. Regional coin. Okay. So that's interesting. All right. Now he gets Omega. So let's see. Doorway number 1. Okay, doorway number 1 is the forks. Okay, so we've got cactus, jam, waves, Omega, neocoins. Okay. So neocoins is an okay doorway for now. For now, we would consider it a good doorway because we don't have a doorway that's better than that. So right now, it's a decent doorway. All right. Now we move to our highest premium. Okay. So we've got cactus, Paris. That's it. So out of these two, if you refer to your comm guide, cactus would be the first one. It's got better algorithm attached to it. So cactus, now he gets a 3K VU, 2K Omega, and then it gets replaced with a 1600 regular residential. Okay, so now he moves to his next premium, which would be the Paris. Gets a main task on the launch more attack. Gets Space Cream for 2640. Okay, now he gets shovels. So now here is where he's done all of his main tasks. He's done all of his highest premiums. Okay, so what's the next order of rotation? To do your non-premium with the lowest algorithm rate, and then factor in any other determining categories like history, yada, yada, yada. So it's going to come down to either the neocoins or the shovels, right? Or the glass. Well, he's got electrical prep, so it doesn't really make sense to pick up all that glass right now. It's just, there's no point. He can continue working, and he may get electrical, and then that would be kind of crazy to pick up all that glass, or pick up all the electrical to prep glass right now. So it comes down to neocoins or shovels. So let's see here. Non-premium with lowest algorithm rate. Which one has a lower algorithm rate? The shovels. But what else do we need to factor in? Well, neocoins is attached to a decent door, but neocoins has a higher algorithm rate as well. So we really don't want to do that either. Opportunity is better on the shovels. There's no history for either of them. So shovels would actually be the better route to go in this regard because of its algorithm rate on the neocoins. So he does shovels, gets a launch legendary high premium, a export HQ row, more delivery. So now this doorway's been good to him as well, right? I mean, he's got... What doorway is this? This is his premium Paris doorway. So he had war attack, so that's 1. 2 on the face cream. Shovels is only 80 points off from a main task. That's considered a decent assignment. So basically 3. 4 on the high premium. 5 on the export HQ rows. War delivery, that's 6. Leaf simoleons, that's 7. Green Valley, that's 8. Delivery to London, that's 9. Launch VU, that's 10. Wave coins for 25.50, that's 11. Omega, 12. Electrical, 2,700. That would be the 13th. Basically main task that has come through here on this one doorway. One doorway. So remember when I told you guys you want to locate your good doorways and then stick with them, right? So at the starting week, He rotated his main tasks. And then when those were gone, he rotated his premiums. And they lead back to main task doorways. You locate your good doorways, and then once you have to, you resort to your non-premiums with the lowest algorithm rate, right? And then try to locate your good doorway. This is his good doorway. So now he should have the electrical still sitting there if he played right. So he's at 4 hours, or 4 days, 20 hours remaining. 4 days, 11 hours. So he must have picked up the electrical at some point, and he had to take downtime for that. That sucks. You guys pay more attention to that, okay? Because when you have your regional HQs open and you've got war timers and things like that, you really don't want to have to take that kind of downtime if you don't need to. So he does his electrical. That would make this the 13th task on this door that was good. 14th with the keys. All right, so now here, he makes a mistake. And it's possibly going to be a big mistake. We don't know yet, but it's not looking good, okay? So, you got the neocoins for 1900, non-premium, decent algorithm attached to it. You have the non-premium seeds with a value difference of 100 points, better opportunity attached to a phenomenal doorway. Not just a good doorway. This doorway has been what's carried him through the entire contest so far. I mean, look at his list. He's 25 assignments in, and over half of the assignments that he's done have been through that one doorway. Now, he likely will not get anything good from doing the neocoins, and the neocoins will be back shortly after. Usually, that's how that happens. I would not... Ooh, that's so bad. Okay, so he does the neocoins. And he gets chemicals for 1,500. That fucking sucks. So he ends up having to do the seeds anyways, one task later, right? So that points drop, that 100 points that he, like, look at it this way. If he would have done the seeds first, he would have 200 points below his average for a 2K average, instead of 100 points below on his average for doing the neocoins, right? But now he's got 300 points below on his average because he had to do both the assignments. Anyways, so... Oh my god. Classic. Oh, okay. All right. So you guys, this is honestly a perfect learning experience. It really is. At least when Sniper makes mistakes, they're good mistakes. They're not like, hey dude, you're a total idiot. Like, at least it's stuff y'all can learn from, because this is a perfect example of why your immediate reaction is not always the worst thing. So a lot of you are probably looking at this going, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's a big deal. He just fucked up big time. I'll show you why. Okay. Remember 13, 14, 15, whatever it was, assignments that we had on our good door here? Good door being the seeds door. Is right here. The seeds. See it? Okay. Now he does the seeds. And what are the seeds covered up with now? Neocoins. He dropped his average 100 points to avoid dropping it 200 points. To have to drop it 200 points. To have to drop it another 100 points because the high algorithm non-premium came back. And covered up his good door. It's changed the way this doorway operates now. When you guys shift doorways, it changes the flow of things, right? That would have never, ever, ever happened had he done it the other way around. So let's say you come to me for help, right? And you come to me when you are right here. And you say, which one is the correct choice? And I say seeds. And you get this in return after having already gotten it. I don't know that because I'm just seeing this screenshot. I don't know anything about your doorways. I don't know that you've already done the neocoins. I don't know that, this has potentially covered up your good doorway. I don't know any of that stuff. All I know is what you've chosen and what you've gotten in return, right? So if you guys are looking at your list blindly like that, if you're not taking your screenshots, looking at your good doorways, following your routine of things, then you're looking at it blindly. And if you're looking at it blindly, then you're not going to be able to see what the correct choice is, right? Okay. So looking at it here, you don't notice where the mistake occurred. But if you go back, even here, you may not notice where the mistake occurred. What if seeds was attached to a bad door? What if neocoins was your good doorway and had given you 15 good assignments? That would change things, wouldn't it? But you don't know that by just simply looking at one screenshot. You have to follow the narrative of your week. You have to, in order to be successful. Now, it's not just the outcome of the immediate assignment you get after. It's the possibility that you have opened up. For example, had he not done the neocoins first, had he done the seeds first, this would not have happened. It would not have, because it would not have been possible to happen. If he would have done the seeds first, with the neocoins sitting there, he wouldn't have had neocoins in return. He opened up a possibility that was never there. And that possibility was a negative possibility, not a positive one. You want to open up positive possibilities, right? Good opportunities. That's what opportunity and risk are about. He took a risk for a value difference that was minuscule on a phenomenal doorway that he didn't need to take. Now he's trying to get back to that good doorway, but he has this, assignment that has a higher algorithm attached to it, and it's covering it up again. So that's a big issue. So now we're on our good doorway again, and he gets a main task. Main task. And what happens? The neocoins comes back again. So unless he shifts doorways with the neocoins not in his list to get the neocoins on a different door, it will likely just keep covering up that same door. And every time he has to do that assignment, it is going to take a hit on his average. That one fuck up lost him a lot of points. Okay? So here he does the glass, where he takes downtime for the glass, or did he? Whoa, what the hell happened here? So he's at 4 days, 5 hours. Okay, so he prepped the glass, I guess, right? Must have. Okay, so he does glass. I probably wouldn't have even done the glass, to be honest with you, because if you look here, even though he had prepped it, he's only got 11 assignments and 4 streaks. So opening up the possibility of that to come back when he's already got some of his regional HQs open, taking downtime he doesn't really need to take for a doorway that's probably not going to be very promising, honestly. I don't see it being promising. I wouldn't have even fucked with it. Nope. There's no way. So at this point, he's got smoothies, neocoins, and all these other non-premiums that right around the same value. Now, smoothies has better opportunity than neocoins, but the neocoins is attached to that really good doorway, the doorway that's been floating in the entire contest. All these other doorways are non-premiums. They aren't very promising. The starting list was not good. It's very unlikely that he will have multiple good doorways this week, so it's very likely that he has only that one good doorway, right? So I would have went with the neocoins, even though he's done it so many times. Okay, so he goes with smoothies, gets London, gets VU, and then it gets covered up with a suits assignment for 1440. So kind of the pattern that we noticed at the beginning, right? He does an assignment, and then he gets 2 main tasks, and then it gets covered up with a garbage assignment. That's pretty much been kind of the routine of all his other doorways besides his good doorway. If you go back through all of his screenshots, that's pretty much what's happened in almost all of his other doorways. So now he does his neocoins again, and he immediately gets a 2250 on grapes, 2000 rare war attack, 2000 sweatshirt, 2000 VU. Okay, so that was like 3 or 4 good tasks, right? Now he's 18 assignments remaining. He can choose to take a hit on his score again and possibly secure some long factory productions, which I don't think are going to come in. We haven't seen factory productions rolling in, really. He hasn't shifted his doorway enough for it to indicate that he's going to get a long factory production. It's very, very, very unlikely that he's going to secure a long factory production unless he shifts doors. So if he's looking for decent assignments to boost up his algorithm, or not his average, then yeah, doing this doorway will likely be a good idea for him, because he'll probably get some decent assignments, as we've seen. We're following a pattern here. He gets a crappy assignment, he continues on, he gets a bunch of good assignments, and then the cycle repeats, right? But we haven't had any indication that this doorway is going to give him long factory productions. Maybe if he were to do like that Paris delivery down there or something, that would shift the outcome of things. It would change everything, maybe. So he goes with the launch war attack, gets a 3K London, 2K Green Valley. So again, this is his good doorway, so we know that it's probably going to give him good stuff. 3K Omega, 2K Cactus, 2K Green Valley. Okay, so here he's got 12 assignments remaining. Now, here he takes a risk he should not have taken. He should not have done that. And I'll tell you why. He's got 3 tasks left before he has to start streaks. If he gets, and it's pretty much obvious, right, that he's going to get at least 2, 3, 4, possibly more main tasks from this door. If he gets a 3K VU and then has to start streaks with that in his list, that's going to suck. If he gets something decent, right? And it has to sit there. It's not really worth the risk. He can start the streaks. Think about it. He starts the streaks now. He avoids the risk of having one of his decent assignments sitting there. And then, when the streaks are over and the risk has been eliminated, he can pick up the same points that he would have gotten anyways for the 1800 on the wave and finish up his week with value over opportunity and work that doorway without any risk. Do you really think that he's going to secure a long factory production in those 3 assignments? I don't think so. Even if he does, let's say he does, is it worth the risk when he has 4 days remaining to do that? It's not worth the risk. That was a stupid mistake there. Okay? 3K VU, 3K Green Valley, 1500 on the Export HQ. Now, he got extremely lucky that that's the assignment that hit his 9th task, or his 9 tasks remaining. Extremely lucky. If it would have been the VU or the Green Valley, he would have had a 3K assignment sitting there. He would have no possibility of getting in the streaks. That would have went against his algorithm in the streaks because it was sitting in the main list. Was that a risk worth taking? Just because it worked out for him and he was able to get those points and secure the regional HQ that wasn't of risk to him, because he still had regional HQs he could open, was it worth it? No, it wasn't. It could have panned out a million other different ways to be bad. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't worth the risk. When he could have simply started streaks and done that after the streaks. Because he didn't secure anything that was worth securing for all that risk that he took. Wasn't worth it. So now he gets 2K limestone, bonus points, sugar. Looks like there was some missing screenshots in there. Sugar, 2K keys, 1,800 cargo, 2,400 Latin, 8,000 bonus, 1,620 on metal, 2,000 London, 2,000 Paris, bonus, seeds, launch disaster, nails, bonus, Tokyo, baskets, upgrade Tokyo or London, watches, keys or bonus keys, and then I don't know what happened because it looks like that was streak 6. I assume he finished his final streak, and there's just no screenshots there. But oh wait, hang on. Limestone, 2 hours, 2 minutes. There's missing screenshots here. Okay, so yeah, that if you go back through his screenshots and you look at his week, that one fuck up that kind of shifted everything. You know, it did not pan out well because it not only made him lose points on his average, but then it kind of created this tornado effect or domino effect really, of, you know, now this is where it shouldn't be and things have been shifted and points have been lost, and trying to get everything back and organized will only result in lowering your average further, and it just kind of was a mess, you know. And if you look at if you do your comm math, those are avoidable mistakes. Anytime that you guys look at a list, you come to the conclusion of, you know, within this list, it comes down to these assignments. And you draw that conclusion by doing formula number 1. I'm not going to get into all that right now, but when you get to the point where you know which assignments it comes down to, this one versus this one, so task versus task comparison, you then take every category that you know in existence in the contest of mayors, and you compare them against each other. And 99% of people don't do that. They just don't. They look at value, they look at opportunity, they look at if it's premium. That's a battle they look at. And that'll only get you so far. You have to look at everything, okay? And then once you've got your risks and your reward, you've got your pros, you've got your cons, all figured out, then you say, okay, this is, let's say, 80% risky versus 20% positive, or 80% positive versus 20% risk. Whichever one has the better possibility of a good outcome is going to be the one that you choose. Does it mean that that is the only does it mean that that's what's going to happen? No. It means that that's the possibility is higher. You know, like, for example, the best way that I can give you guys an example for it is, let's say that you have a 1 in 292 million chance of winning the lottery, right? And you can pay me $1 to play the lottery, with those odds. And then I say, well, you know, if you pay me $2, you have a 1 in 10 chance of winning. You're paying more because your odds are better. Significantly better, right? But there's always people that think that they're going to be the 1 in 292 million people that is going to win. So they pay less, but they have a significantly higher chance of failure. Similar to the contest of mayors, you're gaining less points for greater rewards later. That's the situation he was in with the neocoins versus the seeds. The odds of getting good assignments after the neocoins were significantly less if you follow his doorway, right? It only costs him 100 points in comparison to the neocoins. It was a risk that really didn't need to be taken. And then he ended up in a situation where he had to do the seeds anyways, but now the neocoins come back. When they wouldn't have come back, they wouldn't have covered that door. None of that would have been possible had he done it the other way around. So if you only look at half of it, you're like, well, that sucks. But when you look at the whole picture, you realize how much disaster you really created by the way that you rotated those assignments. See what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes more sense, you guys, and shows you guys kind of how that disaster can take effect. Good luck this week, and if you have any questions, put it in the comment section. If you want me to review your week, make sure that you have top and bottom screenshots, and then put them in a Google Photos album.